Warm good morning to everyone present over here. I'm Dr. Tarannum S. Dani. On behalf of HRDC PRSU Refresher Course and the organizing committee, I welcome you all. Before I invite our first resource person for the session, I would like to give a brief introduction about Dr. Rashmi Singh. So, Dr. Rashmi Singh is head and associate professor in the Department of Psychology, MG Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapit Varanasi. Her specialization is in social psychology and clinical psychology. As far as her research degree, she has completed her PhD in psychology on the topic impact of mass media on psychological empowerment of rural women 2000, in the year 2010 in the Department of Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapit Banaras. She has over 20 years of teaching experience, and she has published several research paper. She has 38 research paper in peer-reviewed and listed journal. Her research publications are number of her research publications are 30. She has developed 5 psychological tests, and 4 psychological scales are still under validation. She has published 3 books and research articles, more than 25 research articles. She has completed 2 major research projects and 1 minor research project which is ongoing. She has also supervised various research scholars. 1 PhD thesis has been awarded, and 6 scholars are still under her guidance. She has also earned various awards and honors by Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapit. She has awarded as an Shan-e-Kashi by Indian Journalist Association on 29th June 2022. Youth Icon Award by Honorable Vice Chancellor at Youth Festival. Awarded Shikshak Samman on Teachers' Day 5th September by Shikshak Samman Samaroh organized by Higher Education Department of Uttar Pradesh Government. Awarded by UP Government for maximum e-content uploaded in psychology on online digital library UP portal. Awarded by Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh, Dr. B.L. Joshi in Inter-University Youth Festival in Varanasi. She is also involved in various administrative responsibilities and extension activities. On behalf of our entire team, ma'am, I would like to invite you for the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarwar. Thank you for a wonderful introduction of me in front of the scholars. Uh, as I was listening to all of you for past 15 minutes, and I got to know that we are gathered here from all nooks and corners of our country, and we are having not only research scholars, no, they are no research scholars, they are all faculty members, renowned faculty members, and who are doing excellent work in their field of research. And special thanks to Professor Srivastav ma'am for inviting me and giving the opportunity to me to interact with you. Though today I am in the position of resource person, but I am one of you, because I can see many of the colleagues also joining here. So मैं कोई अलग नहीं हूँ, कोई resource person नहीं हूँ, but the topic which has been assigned to me, I am a little bit more interested in that topic. So I just thought to discuss that topic with you people also, that we can join hands and do new and proactive research in the area of the topic of deliberation of today's lecture, which will be delivered by me. And Dr. Srivastav is an excellent orator also. She is a very, very gentle woman. She is very kind-hearted woman, as well as very renowned professor. It was a great opportunity to meet her. For 5 years back I met her, and since then a kind of relationship has been established. And one thing I can perceive common in the Department of Psychology of Raipur University and my department is that both of both the department are proactive, and they all always look forward for new things, and to nurture the new and budding topics of research, as well as the psychologist also. So special thanks to Priyamvada ma'am. And as I have been asked to start my presentation, so kindly allow me to share my screen so that I may start my presentation. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Is
Yes,
it
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
visible? Okay, okay,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
okay. So I will be bilingual in my oration, though I will more use the English language,
Yes.
because we can see that there are many people from South India and East India also. So
Okay.
I have been introduced. So I am Rashmi Singh, Head of Department, Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapit, and today I will be talking about mindfulness and health. So, what is mindfulness and what are the benefits of mindfulness on the health of a person? हम लोग इस पे बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे. So, I will be talking about what is mind and what is thought process, what is mindfulness, and how it is related to the health of a person. It may be psychological as well as physiological health, or the spiritual health also, one step ahead. And what will be the features and components of mindfulness? What is the importance of mindfulness other than health? What are the benefits of it? And we will see what are the steps of mindfulness, and I will also be sharing some tips of the day so that we can take more than the memories of the lecture, and we can just practice that mindfulness also. You can see two images of a woman, one who is very happy and one who is very perplexed, and she is very tired also. आई एम श्योर आप लोगों में से बहुत सारे लोगों ने ये दोनों फीलिंग्स और दोनों इमोशंस को एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, at some point of in our life, many people say that just enjoy every moment of your life because life is very short. But we are so much busy in our daily routine and in our work pressure, the pressure of children, pressure of career, pressure of society, and setting the life goal and pursuing those things in also, and that too in a hurry. So many a times we are not able to find the time for ourselves, and in this process of running before every goal and to fulfill those goals on time, whatever we are lost in anxiety, stress, and perplexed, and we are lost with what to do, what not to do. And if this situation is relieved, then you can see the other image that the lady is so free, she is so happy. So the lady who is on the left hand side, she is the one who is enjoying her life, she is the one who is enjoying her every moment, she is in the present. Actually the fact is that just paying attention to what is going on right this moment can be very hard, है ना. It has been told to us that enjoy every moment, but as you can see that we have all experienced the COVID-19 pandemic, and the after effects of those pandemic days are such that they had heightened the uncertainty over every sector of life, be it the business, economy, or the education also, finance or relationships. And of course our physical and mental health has also got impacted at a very big scale. And the impact of the uncertainty in our life is that we are left with very few time to realize our own self, and everyone is running after to have a very beautiful life, to have a secure life, to have a sense of control over one life, and to just gain the state of well-being. But the fear and uncertainty of not getting wrong, of not getting failed in our any endeavor, it may lead to a lot of stress and anxiety, and sometimes we also feel powerless when we are not having charge of our life, or anything goes wrong in our life. We feel that the things are not in my control, so we feel very much helpless and powerless. And then starts the very chain of what if I have done this, what if I have done that. So we many times we often spend our more time thinking about what's coming up in the future also, or many times we are dwelling in the things which have got in the past. But we all know that the things which have got in the past, we cannot change it. Or about the future also, we do not have the full control of our future. Though we can strive hard, though we can set goals, but you don't know what is exactly going to happen in our future. So so the uh, this makes the case more and more severe, and many a times we just found ourselves stressed and anxiety. And but psychologists and everyone say that no, it is okay. In fact, in the times of adversity, one should just not get perplexed or get helpless. One should prepare own mind and own body for future actions, and call the entire attention of one's life to focus on what is important for you right now, and not to concentrate yourself equally on only and only what is going to happen on the next moment. So it is very important for us to try to enjoy each and every moment in which we are living right now. Why? Because it is very good for our health. Okay. So in this slide you can see I am talking about the mind power. So what is mind power? Mind power is something which is the most strongest and which is the most useful powers a person or a human being possesses in his life. What is mind power? Mind power together, when clubbed with imagination, it can create a magic in a life. It can bring success, or if not rightly used, the mind power can bring you failure also. If a person possesses the power of his mind, or have the whole control on one own mind, he can become happy, or if not, he can become unhappy. If a person is having the power of mind, he can have all the opportunities in his life, or if not, he is going to have lot many obstacles in whatever he is going to do. So it only depends on our own mind and our own mindset. So what is mind power? Mind power is such a power which consists our own thoughts. ये किसी और का पावर नहीं है, ये किसी और के no one can else give you the power of your own mind. It is you who can do something for yourself so that you can gain your own power of your mind. So what is mind power? Your own thoughts are the main ingredients of this power. And when you add your own focus and emotions, especially emotional intelligence, with that mind power, your thoughts become more and more powerful, and those powerful thoughts will really, with the practice of mindfulness, will realize in the future, and you will be a happy and contented man who can do whatever you long, you believe, or you ask from yourself and from your nature also. So when we talk about the thoughts in our mind, there are many thoughts coming in our mind at a single moment. The thoughts that pass through our mind are responsible for everything which is happening in my own life. No one else is responsible for what is happening in my life. It is I and my thoughts. हमारी सोच क्या है, हमारे विचार क्या है, that makes your own mind, and that mind power makes your own being in this whole universe. So there are many thoughts coming in your mind, but some of them are very scanty, very weak, but some of them are very, very predominant and very strong. So those predominant thoughts influence our behavior. Those predominant thoughts influence our attitude, and they shape and they control our actions and reactions. So, as your thoughts are, so will be your life. Weak thoughts hardly have any effect on our life, but the powerful thoughts can bring a great change in one life. So, the thoughts are our energy. Thoughts which mixed with your attention and mental images, and a positive attitudes mixed with positive emotions can bring great magic and great change in our life. But one of the biggest problem of we human is that we are very much perplexed when we are not doing anything and sitting idly in a room and thinking about something or something. Like Pascal has once said, it is a very famous quote by him, that all of the humanity's problem stems from the man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Now here, sitting quietly does not mean that you have to just mere sit quietly and do nothing. According to Pascal, a human being fear the silence of the existence. When we are sitting quietly, we very quickly get bored, and instead of thinking something which is aimful and which is soulful, we just choose, or our mind get distracted, our thoughts start wandering off, and they wander and wander aimlessly. Our attention get distracted, and they are just iconed on the things of the problem of your own life, something which is very urgent, which you must do right that moment. But now what are you doing? You are just sitting idly and trying to do nothing. And when you are trying to do nothing and you are trying to focus on yourself and enjoy the moment, you are not able to enjoy the moment. Why? Because there are many thoughts which are coming in your mind. There are many problems, many urgencies which are there, which poke yourself, and you start thinking on those things. So you can see, just wandering your thoughts cannot do any good to you. Why? Because the brain, you can see the capacity of our brain is immense, huge, and the psychologists have proved that we humans are not using the full capacity of our brain. Do you know that our brain can do many more functions than what we are doing right now? 10 quadrillion operations per second without our knowing has been done our brain in past few seconds, even when we are listening to the lecture. Because the capacity of human brain and human body is immense. Human body can send 11 million bits of information per second to the brain for processing. Yet the conscious mind seems only to be able to process only 50 bits per second, though there are 11 million bits of information pending for them to be attended. But the capacity of our conscious mind is not too much, and we have a very narrow focus. We don't know of our capacities. We do not realize the power of ourself. We don't know the power of the brain, of the mind we are having. When we talk about mind in psychology, long back we have left the definition of the mind, that psychology is a science of mind. But here when I am talking about mind, I am talking about the conscious mind. Then the conscious mind and the other division, which is subconscious and unconscious. So you can see that the discrepancy between the amount of information is being transmitted to the brain and the amount of information being processed by the brain and the thoughts which is being attended by our conscious mind, there is a big discrepancy between the two. So what is happening to those thoughts which are not getting attended or which are not getting being processed? This is that part which is the problem of stress, anxiety, helplessness and incapacities of a person. And if we are going to do something so that we can expand the capacity of our brain and we can just have the power of that mind, which is also termed as mind power or the power of subconscious mind, one can do anything whatever we long for or we are pleased to have in our future. The mind power is very, very much related to the health and performance of a human being. You can see the numerous researchers have shown that high achiever or high performance person encompasses a growth mindset, and which is very authentic to you, and at the same time it is optimal for a person on a specific circumstance also. But we can see that there are many thoughts coming in our mind. Some are intentional and some of the thoughts get unintentionally also in our mind. So what can we do to enhance our health and what can we do to enhance our performance? We can just bring those unattended thoughts and unintentional thoughts to our consciousness. We can just become aware of those thoughts and we can just focus our whole being on those thoughts, because intentional thoughts are the performance intentional thoughts are the foundation of a high performance mindset. Those person who are high achievers or high performance person or who are successful and contented and a happy man, they utter their thoughts and they have expressed that there is nothing of myself of which I am not aware. So whatever is coming in your own mind, whatever is going in your own brain, you are fully aware of it. Then the repetition and consistency of the thoughts turn into the thought pattern. That means when a person is fully aware of oneself, one owns thoughts, one own perception, one owns attention, one own action and one own whole life, then that person is a person who is fully and optimistically happy and one who is a self-actualized person. Now, being a psychologist, all of one have listened to a technique that who am I? It is a very nice and qualitative method of assessing and knowing about oneself. That is called who am I technique. Whenever during a phase of counseling we are interacting any person, we just want to know that do you know your own self? Is it more important? It is not more important than you know yourself better than I know better than you. खुद को जानना ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है, ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है, इसके बशर्ते कि हम आपको बेहतर जाने. Because if a person know everything about himself and if a person is fully aware and conscious about his own self, then he will be in a better position to take charge of his own life. So whenever you are in the phase of interacting with someone and you ask who are you, the general response of any person is that he just starts introducing about his name, about his work, about his studies, about the future, about the family, about his own traits or his external possession also, physical and materialistic possessions of him or her also. When we probe further, no, these are the things which even I can see, that okay, you are Rashmi, you are professor, you are in a university, you teach psychology, and you have a house, you have a daughter. And what else there is there anything which you know about yourself and which I don't know? Then if you probe further, a person may just start narrating about his personality traits, his emotion, that oh, I am very short tempered, or I am very sweet hearted, and I usually cry, and I get very much perplexed when there is a problem. I'm a very anxious person, I am very friendly, I am honest, and blah blah blah. That we just start narrating about the personality traits. But the question is it all about yourself? Are the family or materialistic possessions and the worldly things, the worldly characteristics, is actually you, or just the description of your personality, and your belief and emotion is the only you, which should be known to you for just being aware? No, there is many more things which even you don't know about yourself. And the moment a person is fully aware about his own self, about his own core, can the person realize his full potential, and can the person become the person he or she just want himself to be. And the inner core, the own self and the own mind, if that is fully become disclosed to oneself, can the person realize the inner peace and the real happiness. The real happiness which does not come from external world and condition. The real happiness and selflessness and contentedness can only and only be accomplished when you are aware about your own self, when you are aware that the things what you really like, what really makes you happy, that really makes you satisfied, that really relieves you, then only can a person gain the fullest form of health. As WHO has defined, that mental health is a condition which includes a global state of health where a person possesses not only physical as well as emotional, psychological, and spiritual well-being. A state of health is such a state when where it affects a person of how he think, how he feel, and how he act at a given moment of time. A fullest form of health is that which determines how we can handle a situation, how we can handle the stress, how better in a better manner can we relate to other person, and how efficiently we can make choices for ourselves, for our own life, for our own happiness, for our own the 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 being for what we are longing for. हम में से हर व्यक्ति जो है किसके पीछे भाग रहा है? उस सुख के लिए, उस इनर पीस के लिए ही. If we can possess a successful career, a healthy own physical body, and a great family, and big status in the society also, ultimately what will be the outcome of all this possession? It will be peace, happiness, and self-contentedness. That means a person will be full of a circle of positivity. When we go through the science of or psychology of positive psychology. I'm sure there must be a lecture on positive psychology also, because I was saying to the schedule that there have been many lecture on life satisfaction, happiness, and positive psychology. So you must have come across the array of positive emotions and array of negative emotions also. So the anxiety, sadness and hopelessness, anger and despair, depression, loneliness, the feeling of jealousy, all these encompasses the negative emotion of a person. And contrary to that, the positive emotion which all of us long includes gratitude, happiness, hope, joy, contentedment or self contentedness, compassion, love, excitedness, pride, freedom, flow. These are, what are these? These are the positive emotion जो हम सभी को चाहिए. कोई भी ऐसा व्यक्ति नहीं जो इस दुनिया में नेगेटिव इमोशंस के साथ रहना चाहता है. Yes, there are people who are full of negative emotions, but they are psychologically ill and no one wants to be ill. और अगर वो ऐसा है जो who does not want to become healthy, then they are in a state of need. And we through the technique of mindfulness or realizing our own self can just change the person's own self from being in a negative state to transform the personality and his inner core filled with positive emotions. Why? Because as we can see that there are three pillars of positive psychology. One is positive experience, the other is positive individual traits, and the third is positive institutions. And here in the screen you can see the theory of mind which has been given by Dr. Kapas. It is really fascinating to see. You can see that whatever thoughts of which we are aware, or whatever the portion of mind we are conscious, is only the 10% of mind of which we are aware of our own self. There is 80 to 90% of things which are there lying in your mind, but the phenomena is that we are not aware fully of our own self, of our own belief, the past programs, the emotions which they deeply dwell inside our mind, the imaginations, the dreams, the intuitions, the traumatic experiences of our past, the value principles, and the doing trillion of tasks at one time. There are many involuntary actions also, long term memory, as well as everything which is happening in your own life right now in the present moment, all is deeply dwelled in the subconscious mind. But the trauma is the most tragic part is that we are not aware of that subconscious mind. And if we have access our own self to our own subconscious mind, will be the case where we will be in a position to gain the whole mind power. अगर हम अपने कॉन्शियस माइंड के साथ साथ अपने सबकॉन्शियस माइंड जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा पावरफुल होता है उस पर भी उसकी हमें जानकारी हो जाती है, वी आर बिकमिंग अवेयर ऑफ आवर ओन सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, then can a person be or do anything whatever we long for ourselves, and we can also do good for others also, with whom we are surrounded here and there. So for past 15 minutes I have been talking about being aware of own self, or being aware of own mind, and gaining the power of our own mind. So what can we do? Because it is very very difficult to focus our own mind, and the only way to have the power of own to know the power of your own mind is to focus our conscious mind on our own thoughts or whatever is going in our mind. But you can see it is very difficult for our mind to stay at any given place or at any given moment. In fact, psychologists at Harvard did a very interesting theory on 50,000 people around 80 countries, and finally they got a phenomena. They find out the results that 47% of the people of a person's working hour is the mind wandering at any other place and not on the things we are doing. That 47% of our lying of our mind is wandering here and there. That whatever we are doing in a whole day, half of the day we are not thinking, or we are not there on the task what we are doing. You can see, when we are driving, we are not actually driving, we are thinking about something else. And when we are in the office, we are not really fully aware of the things of ourselves which is going on in that present moment. We are just planning something else, or we are regretting something which has gone wrong in the past. So this kind of mindlessness actually is a norm, and most of the time we are either in a regret mode or we are in a worry mode. That regret mode, ye ho gaya, which I should not have done that. It went wrong. Oh my god, what a pity. I have done something. I could not have done this thing. Or most of the time we are worrying for the future. What if this happen? अगर ऐसे हो गया तो ये कैसे होगा, क्या किया जाए क्या नहीं. सो ये क्या है, ये जो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड है जिसमें या तो हम अपने पास्ट में या तो हम अपने फ्यूचर में ही जीते रहते हैं, ये जो है एक इंसान को एक ऑटो पायलट मोड की तरफ ले जाता है. हमारा जो ब्रेन है, इट जस्ट स्टार्ट रनिंग इन ए ऑटो पायलट मोड, और हमारा जो भी कोई वर्क है जो प्रेजेंट मोमेंट है वो ऑटोमेटिक चलता रहता है. और हमारे जो थॉट्स हैं, हमारे जो एक्शंस हैं और हमारे जो बिलीव्स हैं, या तो वो पास्ट में या तो फिर वो फ्यूचर में ही वॉन्डर करते रहते हैं. लेकिन ये जो अवेयरनेस का सर्कल है, एक्चुअली एक ट्रायंगल ऑफ अवेयरनेस है, जिसमें कि अगर हम अपने बॉडी के बारे में, हम अपने थॉट्स के बारे में और हम अपने इमोशंस के बारे में अवेयर हो जाते हैं, तब जा कर के हम इस ऑटो पायलट मोड से बाहर निकल सकते हैं, है ना. बिकॉज बीइंग अवेयर ऑफ योर ओन प्रेजेंट is the awareness of your own body, of your own thoughts and of your own mind, and this actually is called mindfulness. Mindfulness is a Buddhist meditation technique, and इसके जो रूट्स है वो ज़ेन बुद्धिज़्म में जा कर के आते हैं, जो 16वीं शताब्दी के बाद से ये जो है धीरे धीरे इसकी बड़ी चर्चा हुई. और ये जो माइंडफुलनेस है आज की डेट में ये साइकोलॉजिकल रिसर्च में एक बूम के जैसे आया है. बिकॉज व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉजिटिविटी ऑफ अ माइंड and treating and researching with a positive approach towards the psychological and clinical disorder of a human brain or mind or being, तो वहाँ पे माइंडफुलनेस जो है एक ऐसे टेक्निक और एक प्रोसेस के रूप में उभर के आया है जिसके बहुत सारे बेनिफिट समझ में आए हैं. और द थिंग इज दैट माइंडफुलनेस इज नॉट ओनली गुड फॉर ओनली treating psychological disorders and distressed person. It is equally beneficial for a healthy person also. Or I can say that mindfulness is such a process of meditation. It is a simple way of being aware of own self and being aware of you at the present moment. You can see a little girl or lady who is walking around on a road and surrounded by nature, but back in her thoughts or brain, she may think about her home, whether she has locked her house or not, whether her car which has been given to the garage it is okay or not, so that the next time she does not have to walk to her office or school and she can drive and go back to her workplace. Or she can also think about how to earn more money or how to save money. She may also think about how to write a nice paper so that she can gain a good score in her report card. Or most of the time we are also thinking of how to improve our relationship, how to improve the family and the emotional connectivity with our loved ones. Or instead of thinking and wandering or thoughts in all these habadaba things, the girl can also become aware of herself walking on the road, listening to the sound of her foot and enjoying the nature, the cold breeze around her, cooling her eyes with the greenery, with the beauty of the surrounding and nature. And she can also imagine and see the ecstasy of the colors of the petals of the flowers and of the wings of the butterfly, which she should have not noticed if her mind was wandering on those petty things. So I have just given you an overview of what mindfulness. Now we are just looking at this photo also. A dog and a man both are walking on a road. You can see the dog, what is he seeing, what is he perceiving? Dog is enjoying the trees and he can experience the perceive the sun also. But at the same time, what is the man thinking about? The man is thinking about what is going in his life, of his fear and failure, of the work pressure, and so on. So the dog is being mindful and the man brain is mindful of worries and barriers and stressors of life. So you can just see the difference. Now, can any one of you tell that who is more contented with his life, the dog or a man?
Ma'am, dog.
Yes,
Dog, ma'am.
yes, exactly. The dog is more contented. Why? Because he is mindful. He is enjoying the ride. He is enjoying the present moment. And eventually, the man, if he is not paying attention on his present, he can just not notice the barriers on the stone or the pebbles, and he may also succumb and fell down and hurt himself also. Why? Because he is not enjoying his present moment and he is wandering in his past or his future. So what is the implication of this image? The implication of this lesson is not that we should turn ourselves in becoming a dog. No, we are human being. We can just train our mind for enjoying the present moment in which we are actually there, in enjoying the real self, the real being. So mindfulness is all about being aware of course, which includes the practice of meditation. What is mindfulness? It is not a very very big or complicated or tough process of being aware. It is a very simple practice, simple meditation practice which does not need anything. It just needs you and only you who is being aware of himself or herself. When a person is actively mindful, he or she is just noticing and paying attention to your own self, to your own core, to your own heart. We have just to pay attention to our thoughts. What is going on in our own mind? What are we feeling right now? And what is the behavior we are doing right now? What am I doing? I am just sitting idly I can just say that I'm just sitting idly and doing nothing. Or I can also become aware of a present behavior, that I am sitting here quietly and investing myself in knowing my own self. So this is a better version of our own self. अगर हम ये महसूस करते हैं कि हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, खाली बैठे हैं, हाउ बोरिंग इज दिस थॉट ऑफ बैड और जस्ट सिटिंग आइडली, एंड कॉन्ट्री अगर हम ये सोच रहे हैं कि आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग माइंडफुल एंड आई एम इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग माई ओन टाइम ऑन माई ओन सेल्फ and not perplexing about the things which has gone wrong in the past or which may get wrong in the future, or what are the worldly possessions which I have gained or lost in my past, or what are the possession which I will get or succeed in my future. Because these are the things which create a kind of vicious circle, and in this vicious circle we just lose our own happiness, or own awareness, own contentedness, the and at the own time we just lose the peace of our mind, and also the opportunity of knowing our own self, of being in the present moment and enjoying the present. Because future is very much uncertain, past we cannot do of that, because that has lost, that has gone. What good can we do for ourselves? We can do, we can do many things of our own present. So just paying attention to your own thoughts, feeling and behavior, and the movement of our own body, movement of other person who are around us, and also to the effects we have on those around you. यानी कि आपके अपने सोच, आपके अपने फीलिंग्स, आपके अपने बिहेवियर, आपके अपने हाव भाव, गति, और साथ में उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट दूसरों पे हो रहा है और दूसरों का क्या इम्पैक्ट आप पे हो रहा है, बस अपने ध्यान को इसी के ऊपर केंद्रित करना ही माइंडफुलनेस मेडिटेशन कहलाता है. So you can see that it is a very simple process of being aware. And what is it? Mindfulness is intentionally paying attention, but with a kindness. Mindfulness is a very kind attention of your own awareness. Back in the past, I came across a psychologist who have very much impressed me. Her name is Professor Shauna Shapiro, and she is a very effective and best I think a mindfulness meditation trainer also. She has proposed a model of mindfulness in which there are three components of mindfulness. The first is the intention. हम खुद के लिए अवेयर होंगे. वी आर जस्ट सिटिंग एंड बीइंग माइंडफुल. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी हैव अ इंटेंशन ऑफ नोइंग आवर सेल्फ. सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कि हमारे थेरेपिस्ट ने हमें बोला कि खुद के बारे में अवेयर होना है. नहीं, हम खुद के बारे में इसलिए अवेयर हो रहे हैं क्योंकि हम खुद से ये जानना चाह रहे हैं. सो आपका जब इंटेंशन होगा तभी आप खुद के बारे में जागरूक हो सकते हैं. And the second important component is attention. Attention to what is occurring in the present moment. Now what we have to do to become attentive and aware of the present moment, we simply have to observe our own thoughts, feelings and sensation which is going around us, and also which is going inside our body also. And the most important and the most strong component of all the mindfulness practice is the attitude. The attitude is very much important. The positive attitude of knowing our own self and being not non-judgmental, being curious to know ourselves, and also of being kind. Shapiro says that mindfulness is a practice where we intentionally pay attention to ourselves, but that attention should be kind attention, and we should be compassionate to our own self. So when we have the intention of being aware of our own present moment, when we start with a positive attitude of paying attention to the present moment, वर्तमान को जानने की, वर्तमान में खुद के प्रति जागरूक होने की और खुद को जानने की ये जो प्रक्रिया है, उसके बहुत सारे लाभ होते हैं. देयर आर मेनी मेनी बेनिफिट्स ऑफ बीइंग माइंडफुल. तो सबसे पहले अगर हम बात करें तो बीइंग माइंडफुलनेस बिल्ड योर सेल्फ रेगुलेशन टू योर ओन सेल्फ. जब हम अपने वर्तमान पर अपने ध्यान को केंद्रित कर देते हैं, we start self-regulating our own body, and slowly when we regulate ourselves, our own sensation, our own thoughts, our own body and behavior, we slowly and gradually start self-regulating our own life also. The other competence which eventually and gradually develops with the practice of mindfulness is the emotional, cognitive and behavioral flexibility of ourself. When you are clear of our own thoughts, whatever is coming in your own thoughts, don't deny. They may be very bad thoughts also, they may be very depressing thoughts also, they may be very nihilistic or negative thoughts also. Please don't be shameful, don't regret any of those thoughts. आपके मन में जब आप अपने पूरे ध्यान को, आप अपने अटेंशन को जब आपके वर्तमान पे, आपके प्रेजेंट मोमेंट पे जब कंसंट्रेट करना शुरू करते हैं, जब आप माइंडफुलनेस की प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, एंड यू जस्ट क्लोज योर आइज एंड फोकस ऑल योर अटेंशन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड एंड ट्राई to see your own self, own thoughts, own behavior, movement of your own body and your feelings, then you see that there are host of thoughts coming in your own mind. देखिए, आप अगर मेडिटेशन की प्रोसेस में आपको कहा जाता है कि एकाग्रचित होइए, कंसंट्रेट करिए, तो दिस कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ योगिक प्रैक्टिस या ध्यान और माइंडफुलनेस में सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस यही है कि जब हम ध्यान करते हैं या जब हम योगिक ध्यान की प्रक्रिया में आते हैं, तो हमें पूरी कोशिश करना होता है कि हम अपने दिमाग को इधर उधर दौड़ने से रोकें. वी आर जस्ट वेरी फोर्सफुली ट्राइंग आवर ओन सेल्फ नॉट टू गेट आवर ओन थॉट्स वॉन्डर हियर एंड देयर. जब आप अपने फोकस को, अपने अटेंशन को किसी एक पॉइंट पे या खुद पे प्रेजेंट मोमेंट पे लाने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो आपका दिमाग, आपकी सोच और आपका विचार जो है इधर उधर भागने लगता है. वो या तो जहाँ पे आप हैं वहाँ से कहीं और चला जाता है, बगल के कमरे में चला जाएगा, किसी और काम में चला जाएगा जो आपको कल करना है, या हो सकता है किसी ऐसे वर्क जो कि आपको 4 साल बाद करना है, या फिर आपके पास से कोई मेमोरी आपके दिमाग में आने लगती है. तो आप उन सभी चीज़ों को हटा करके अपने ध्यान चक्र पे अपने एकाग्रचित होकर के उसको ध्यान मुद्रा में बैठ के उसको देखने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन माइंडफुलनेस में इसका ठीक उल्टा होता है. आपको आपके ब्रेन में, आपके मन में, आपके माइंड में जो भी थॉट्स आ रहे हैं ना, उसको रोकना नहीं है. यू जस्ट हैव टू ऑब्जर्व योर ओन थॉट्स, बट with objectivity, with being kind to your own self, with being non-judgmental. You don't have to judge yourself. उफ, ये मैंने बहुत गलत बोल दिया, ये मेरे से बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई, मैं तो फेल हो गई, या अरे वाह, आई एम सच a स्मार्ट पर्सन, मुझसे अच्छा कोई नहीं हो सकता. इस तरह की चीज़ें आपके मन में आने लगती. दैट मीन्स यू आर बीइंग जजमेंटल ऑफ योर ओन सेल्फ, यू आर बीइंग जजमेंटल ऑफ योर ओन बीइंग. But being mindfulness does not means that you have to rate yourself, you have to rate your thoughts. कई बार जब हम अपनी आंखों को बंद करते हैं और खुद पे ध्यान केंद्रित करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो हमारे हमारी सारी ज़िंदगी की एक पिक्चर, एक मोशन पिक्चर के जैसे आपके आंखों के सामने चीज़ें गुजरने लगती हैं. सो यू जस्ट हैव टू ऑब्जर्व योर ओन लाइफ, योर ओन थॉट्स, योर ओन बिलीव्स, जस्ट लाइक अ व्यूअर, ऑडियंस. जैसे हम मूवी देखते हैं, मूवी में स्क्रीन के ऊपर सारी घटनाएं, सारी बातें चल रही होती हैं और आप उनको सिर्फ देख रहे होते हैं. आपको माइंडफुलनेस में भी क्या करना होता है? खुद के ऊपर ध्यान केंद्रित करके खुद को देखना होता है. लेट द थॉट्स कम इन योर माइंड, दे विल कम. और ये तुरंत नहीं होगा, आपका ध्यान एकदम तुरंत नहीं लगेगा, आप उनको ऑब्जर्व करिए, आने दीजिए. जैसे कि जब आप एक नदी के किनारे बैठ जाते हैं और पानी की लहरों को देखते हैं, पानी की लहरें आती हैं और जाती हैं, उन लहरों में बहुत सारे पत्ते, फूल, कचरा, प्लास्टिक या छोटी सी एक प्यारी सी मछली या एक एक छोटी सी डाली है ना, एक स्टेम जो है वो फ्लो करके जा रही है. यू आर जस्ट ऑब्जर्विंग दोज थिंग्स flowing smoothly with the melody of the life of the water of the stream. ठीक उसी तरह से आपको अपने मन में आने वाले भावना, थॉट्स, विचारों को, फीलिंग्स को और इमोशंस को ऑब्जर्व करना है. उनके लिए कोई आपको जजमेंट नहीं पास करना है, बिकॉज अगर आप जजमेंट पास करने लगेंगे तो आप सैडनेस से भर जाएंगे, सॉरो से भर जाएंगे, आप अपना मूल्यांकन करने लगेंगे. आपको अपना मूल्यांकन नहीं करना. यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट योर सेल्फ एज यू आर. बिकॉज अगर आप खुद को जैसे भी हैं, आप खुद को नहीं स्वीकार कर पा रहे हैं, तो आप दूसरे लोगों से कैसे एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि वो आपको उसी रूप में जो है ग्रहण करेंगे, एक्सेप्ट करेंगे जैसे कि आप हैं. बिकॉज एवरीबडी हैज़ मैनी वर्च्यूज़ एंड मैनी वोज. हमारे अंदर बहुत सारे अच्छाइयाँ होती हैं और उनसे ज़्यादा बहुत सारी बुराइयाँ भी होती हैं. बट द बेसिक प्रॉब्लम ऑफ ह्यूमन being is that we just don't try to see or observe our own errors or own negative traits. हम अपने पॉजिटिव थॉट्स पे और पॉजिटिव इमोशंस पे ही फोकस करते हैं, जबकि जो प्रॉब्लम एरिया है वो यही नेगेटिव इमोशंस और नेगेटिव फीलिंग्स और नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं जो हमको सैड करते हैं, जो हमें दुख देते हैं, तकलीफ देते हैं. सो दोज पोर्शंस आर मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑन ऑफ विच वी हैव टू कंसंट्रेट. Because when you are becoming aware of those portions which are lying down your own mind, which are submerged in your subconscious mind, and you are not becoming aware of the thoughts, you will not be able to objectively evaluate yourself. So the problem will just lie there and will create many more problematic and psychological and physical ill health to you also. Now we are slowly moving to the benefits of the mindfulness, because we are here gathered to see the benefits of mindfulness on health. So you can see there are many researchers, the tons and tons of researchers are now available, which have proved that the people who are practicing mindfulness for a long period of time, they have conferred many benefits of mindfulness in bringing a very positive change in their life. Because mindfulness brings a very positive change in the brain functions of a person also. How? When a person is practicing mindfulness, and please यहाँ मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि mindfulness की जो practice है वो एक दिन में नहीं आएगी, 2 दिन में नहीं आएगी, एक सेशन में नहीं आएगी, और आप पहले दिन से ही या पहले हफ्ते से ही you will not become a perfect mindfulness meditator. It will go better day by day. आप mindfulness की practice करना शुरू करेंगे, पहले दिन you will not succeed. Just for 1 minute you will see that there are many thoughts coming, and you're not in a mood to do. You will get bored also. Just sit for the next day also, 5 minutes, then you can increase the time for 7 minutes. Say for the next day you can sit for 15 minutes, or from the third day you can sit for more than one session also. So slowly when you are practiced mindfulness you're practicing mindfulness for a long period of time, the researchers have proved that mindfulness activates the left frontal and prefrontal neurocortex, and this enhances the behavioral activation and makes the person extrovert also, and it also helps a person to realize himself to the optimum level also. Though this same mechanism, it can directly counter anxiety also. So not only this, physical and brain benefits, there are many psychological benefits of mindfulness also. A long-term practicing of mindfulness integrates the number of brain areas also. The brain area which regulates your emotional regulation, specifically it increases the connectivity, the neural connectivity of brain. It activates the neural synaptic transitions also, and the prefrontal context better regulates the activity of amygdala. It reduces the tendency towards anxiety and overreacting, and also by the passing of time, the person who is in the state of depression or a tendency of being stressed very often, that tendency will also slowly get sublimated. And practice of mindfulness meditation has been proved to be associated with neuroplasticity phenomena also, and it has also proved to benefit to the old age people also, because it slow down the degenerative process of the brain. It has been observed that new neural connections has been developed, and the cortical thickness of the frontal cortex of the person who are practicing mindfulness has also been observed. And you can see that the whole brain functions in a synchronization manner also. You must have heard about Rod-Siferi split brain theory also, and though there are much refute of those that theory also, but it is equally important to know that our the left brain and right brain, they control different kind of functions and actions of a human brain or life. The left brain is more as a logical center, and the right brain is more of a creative center. And you can see here, Yang and others and many other researchers have proved then that with the long term practicing of mindfulness, the the left and right brain hemisphere and the brain waves get synchronized with each other. They become more balanced, and healthy brain wave pattern has been observed, and which and the person proneness to anxiety, depression and addiction to many other different kind of substances has also been see to have been benefited. The brain hemisphere, you can see the alpha, beta and gamma waves. Here in a normal person, you can see the brain waves, they are not at all synchronized, but the person after just after the 15 minutes of 15 minutes of meditation, there was a drastic change in the brain wave fashion. And just after the practice of half an hour mindfulness, you can see how synchronized the brain hemisphere and functions of a meditator got. And the neural communication which are responsible for the thoughts, actions, emotions and performance of a person, it can be benefited a lot. Now we can see the other benefits of mindfulness also. Being mindful or practicing mindfulness can make you many magical changes, can bring many magical changes in your own life. Mindfulness is very helpful in improving your heart functions also. When a person is practicing mindfulness and focusing his overall attention and being aware of the person, being aware of the present moment, which is generally done with regulating own breathing process. माइंडफुलनेस में क्या होता है, ब्रीदिंग प्रोसेस पर हम अपने ध्यान को फोकस करते हैं. तो इससे जो when we try to concentrate our own mind on inner core or inside ourself and being aware of the present moment, the anxiety and the stress of the things which are lying outside in the world, which are on which we cannot do anything, that the effect of those things slowly minimizes. And with the regulating of breathing process, the heart beat also slow down. And with the long term practices, the cardiovascular movement of the heart also increases. And there have been researchers which have proved that mindfulness is very effective for a healthy heart also, because it is beneficial in slowing down the blood pressure and relieving the hypertension also. And with the long term practicing of mindfulness, in addition to the medication to the heart for in the heart disease patient, it has been seen that when the heart patients were practicing mindfulness along with taking regular medications, in comparison to the other control group who were not doing mindfulness, these experimental control group were very much benefited with the mindfulness and medication process taken together. And their heartbeat, blood pressure, and their contented with their own life, and the impact of the medication also improved. So the benefits of mindfulness is also that it boosts our immunity system. It also enhances the connected of our own self with our own being, and also the connectivity of our own self with the universe. Mindfulness brings anti-aging impact also. जब हम mindfulness का जो practice session कर लेते हैं, we feel a lot of energy in our own self also. It brings a harmony and balance in our own life, because we are now more able to focus on the things which are more important and more predominating. देखिए, आपके दिमाग में बहुत सारे थॉट्स आएंगे, बहुत सारे विचार आएंगे. There are many things which you should do, but when you are becoming aware of all of your thoughts, we are in a better position to organize our own actions, own thoughts, and on the actions and relationships and do's and don'ts which are important for a person. It is a person himself, he can decide what is good for him and what is not good for himself. So this position will bring a greater balance and harmony. The brain gets empowered, the mind is more focused, the concentration and attention power of mind also increase with the better practicing of mindfulness. Some other health benefits of yogic mindfulness practice is that we have discussed that it improves the brain function, it lowers the stress level, it increases the flexibility of a person. You know, it has been evident in the researches that before mindfulness practice, a person was very much rigid, very much conservative, and very much full of negativity, or very much inflexible in the approach towards doing thing. But after mindfulness, and eventually a person is open to the awareness that, oh future, oh universe, I am here, I am one of the being, and the soul of my is open to experience everything, and I am here to experience whatever will come to me, maybe it is good or bad. मैं उससे घबराऊंगा नहीं, मैं उस पर रोऊंगा नहीं, मैं उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा खुश नहीं होऊंगा. आई विल एक्सेप्ट वॉट एवर कम इन आवर लाइफ, जिसको कि एक स्थिर भावना से हम करेंगे. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि यू विल इवेंचुअली ऑब्जर्व दैट अ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इन बिहेवियर, a flexible manner of thought, belief and behavior is also observed. And also the healthy impact of mindfulness is evident on our lung function or on our breath is also there. ब्लड प्रेशर कम करेगा. क्रॉनिक पेन को रिड्यूस करने में भी माइंडफुलनेस का बहुत ज़्यादा जो है इम्पैक्ट होता है. Researchers in this area have observed that in cancer patient, breast cancer patients, or the AIDS patient, or in sort other patients who were experiencing any kind of chronic physiological conditions, when they were taking their medications along with practicing mindfulness, their feeling of pain got reduced and they were more optimistic about themselves getting healthier. And beforehand those person who got perplexed and got dizzy and got mad out of pain, now after practicing mindfulness they were better experiencing and they are openly experiencing their conditions and they were ready to face anything with open hands. And also the feeling and sensation of pain were also being reported by themselves as getting lowered. So with mindfulness a person anxiety, depression, sadness and stress is also got lowered. It brings us a sense of balance. A person is fully aware of one own self, and when there is a sense of awareness of one own self, a person is a person who can do many things in his life, who can do many good to his own self, because a calm mind can do many things for himself and for other person also. Now the other benefit except the physical and psychological is that mindfulness bring yourself a purpose in your own life also. हमने अभी तक इसकी चर्चा की कि माइंडफुलनेस से हमारे ब्रेन के फंक्शंस इंप्रूव होते हैं, माइंडफुलनेस से हमारे ब्रीदिंग फंक्शंस इंप्रूव होते हैं, माइंडफुलनेस से हमारे बॉडी की हीलिंग प्रोसेस, द हीलिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ अ पर्सन इज ऑल्सो गॉट इन्हांस्ड, और हमारी इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम बेटर हो जाती है. ड्यूरिंग कोरोना पीरियड ऑल्सो you have seen that people who were practicing physically healthy exercises, doing regular diet and regular exercise and meditation were less impacted with the corona virus or from the fear of the pandemic also, in comparison to those person who were not doing these things or just sitting idly and fearing about what is going to happen in the next moment and fearing about the future and regretting about the things they have done in the past. So now here we are also discussing that mindfulness can do many good to our physical as well as psychological health. Mindfulness also bring us spiritual health in our own life, because when we are being mindful we are bringing or we are focusing our own concentration on the purpose of our own life. माइंडफुलनेस की प्रैक्टिस में शुरुआत में we will also quickly go through the steps of the mindfulness. We will see that mindfulness practice will help a person also to concentrate and know about your own potentials. And when a person is aware about our own potential as well, we are aware about our own shortcomings or the virtues or those parts of which in the past we were feeling pity or we were feeling shameful, but now with kindness, with non-judgmental, with compassion, we are accepting our everything, our qualities as well as our shortcomings, we are in a better position to objectively set a goal for our life, or for having a purpose in our own life. Because we all are human beings, we all are breathing, doing the things daily routine, and doing the work or family or society, or but what about the purpose of our life? क्या लाइफ बस इतना ही है, या हमारे हमारे जीवन का कोई उद्देश्य भी होना चाहिए? वो everyone should have a purpose in his or her own life, because when we are in a position to fulfill those purpose, the real self or the real being in the real in the universe is being realized. So what can be a purpose of life? The purpose in one life can be anything which you love. It can be a passion, it can be a mission in your own life, it can be something, the purpose of which the world needs, or it can be a vocation that for which you can be better paid off. You are in a vocation, but you must be dreaming of something where you can realize your full potential, and you can do and perform at the optimum level of using the all talents and virtues you are having. Because in that position, you will be in a state where you will be performing with the fullest effective person in your life. Or it can be a profession also, that which you are good at. It can be profession, it can be cooking, it can be gardening, anything. Like these days you must have watched many videos in YouTube also, where you can see that many people, along with doing their vocation or career, they are doing many things for saving their environment also, for recycling, or for saving the humankind, or for some any compassionate activity which may bring some happiness and relieve the sadness of people who are in illness, who are destitute, who are less privileged than us. So bringing or realizing the real purpose of our own life is also a benefit of the mindfulness. So I think I will skip this slide and just go forward, because before we can have a small session of mindfulness, I just want to share that for a basic mindfulness practice session, और जो माइंडफुलनेस का जो वो गोल होता है, उसको पूरा पाने के लिए वी शुड हैव 16 सेशंस टू माइंडफुलनेस. और माइंडफुलनेस कोर्स जो लोग भी लेते हैं उनको ये 16 सेशंस लेने होते हैं, बिकॉज आई हैव बिफोर हैंड uttered that mindfulness is intentionally paying attention to your own self with kindness or with a positive attitude. So when we are practicing mindfulness, the first session or first lesson will be of sitting their self for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your own benefit. Because you cannot do mindfulness, or you cannot get the benefits of mindfulness if someone other force you to do or practice it. When you are yourself ready to do the mindfulness, then only you will start doing it, practicing it, and you will slowly gain mastery over it and realize all the benefits of the mindfulness in the later phase of the mindfulness process. So the first few sessions will be just creating an intention of doing mindfulness and becoming aware of your own self in the present moment. The second and third sessions will be there when you will be struggling with yourself of grabbing your all attention on your own thoughts which are coming to your own mind right now. क्योंकि आपका अटेंशन जो है वो इधर भाग जाएगा और इधर भाग, इट विल wander off, it will again wander off. So you have to grab your attention from wandering here and there, and you have to grab it to observe your own present moment, of your own present thoughts, of your own body and emotions which are coming right now in this moment. In next few sessions you will slowly and slowly observe that initially you were trying to be non-judgmental, but it is very difficult for your own self to become objective. क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो हमारी कमियां होती हैं, कई बार हमको खुद के लिए खेद भी होता है, ग्लानि भी होता है. समटाइम्स वी फील पिटी ऑफ योर सेल्फ, ओ माई गॉड, इतनी छोटी सी चीज़, ओ माई गॉड, 2 नंबर से फेल, ओ माई गॉड, डिडंट कट माई प्रमोशन, ओ माई गॉड, 4 रुपए कम हो गए, ओ माई गॉड, मैं पर्स नहीं लेके नहीं गई, ऐसे कैसे हो गया. सो लेकिन धीरे धीरे व्हेन यू विल प्रैक्टिस द माइंडफुलनेस, you will see that slowly and slowly you are being kind to yourself and you are becoming gentle toward your own self. देखिए दुनिया वाले तो जालिम है ही, तो खुद के लिए क्यों जालिम हो जाना. खुद के लिए तो थोड़ा सा कंपैशनेट होना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि आप अगर खुद को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे जैसे आप हैं, तो आप दूसरों से कैसे जो है उम्मीद करेंगे. उसके बाद जो लेटर ऑन होता है उसमें धीरे 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 जब हम शुरू के जो फर्स्ट 3 लेवल ऑफ जो सेशंस हैं, जिसमें अटेंशन, इंटेंशन, अटेंशन और एटीट्यूड पे हम अपने ध्यान को फोकस कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पर हमको क्या करना होता है, वी हैव टू ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन आवर ओन थॉट्स, ऑन आवर बॉडी सेंसेशंस, ऑन आवर ब्रीदिंग प्रोसेस, ऑन आवर इमोशंस. बट लेटर ऑन when we have passed the stage 1, we have to go further into entering the stage 2, where we have to practice gratitude and we have to practice resilience towards ourselves. आप जो है आपके साथ बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई होंगी जो बहुत गलत हुई होंगी, बहुत सारी चीज़ें दूसरों ने आपके साथ गलत की होंगी. there must be some people who were not kind to yourself, who did wrong to yourself, या आपने भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें गलत की होंगी, या जिसके लिए आपको लगता है कि ये मेरी कमी है, मैं खुद को माफ़ नहीं कर पाऊंगी, या बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो है लगता है कि दूसरों में नहीं है, वो हमारे अंदर है. तो स्लोली माइंडफुलनेस की प्रैक्टिस करने में हमारे अंदर जो है वो बड़ा दयालु और बड़े दिल वाला, या माफ़ करने की, खुले मन से सबको अपनाने की एक क्षमता जो है वो डेवलप होने लगती है. ये ग्रैटिट्यूड की जो है वर्च्यू हमारे अंदर डेवलप होने लगता है. और इसी के साथ साथ क्या होता है, ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे अंदर रेजिलियंस भी डेवलप होने लगता है. when we are slowly and gradually practicing mindfulness over a past of time, we gradually observe that we are becoming resilient and we are developing not only physiological immunity in ourselves, we are slowly developing psychological immunity also. बिकॉज छोटी छोटी चीज़ों का अब हमारे ऊपर फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी जो थिंकिंग है वो अब पास्ट या फ्यूचर से निकल करके हमारे अपने और हमारे आसपास के लोगों के ऊपर जो है केंद्रित हो गई है. और जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था कि माइंडफुलनेस जो है वो हमें हमारे सोशल रियलिटी से भी जोड़ती है, और वो हमें हमारे सोसाइटी के साथ, सोशल वेलफेयर के साथ, अपने वेलफेयर के साथ, दूसरों के साथ एक बेटर रिलेशनशिप को इस्टेब्लिश करने में भी हमें मदद करती है. इट ऑल्सो डेवलप एन वर्च्यू ऑफ connecting in a better manner to other people also. So being kind to self and being kind to other, and in the last phase and at the peak of the moment when we are experience the aha experience of the mindfulness, वहाँ पे हमें हमारे अपने जीवन का जो उद्देश्य है वो क्लियर होके समझ में आने लगता है. क्योंकि अभी हमें हमारे जीवन के उद्देश्य में लग रहा होगा कि हम ये कोर्स कर लें, हम ये कर लें, हम ये वेकेशन प्लान कर लें, या हम ये वाला काम कर लें, ये हमें प्रमोशन मिल जाए, या हमें एक जॉब मिल जाए, हमारी शादी हो जाए. मतलब इस तरह के पर्पस होते हैं. लेकिन माइंडफुलनेस के साथ हमारा जो सेल्फ अवेयरनेस है वो इतना ब्रॉड हो जाता है, और हमारी पर्सनालिटी इतनी ज़्यादा डेवलप कर जाती है कि हमारा जो पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ है वो पेटी थिंग से बढ़ करके हम ट्रांसेंड हो जाते हैं और हम यूनिवर्स के साथ कनेक्ट कर लेते हैं. लेकिन आपको मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि ये जो सारे जो प्रक्रिया है वो एक बहुत ही सिंपल माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस ट्रेनिंग के साथ आती है, जिसमें आपको कुछ भी नहीं करना है. You have to just simply pay attention to your own self, to the present moment where you are there, and initially you have to focus your attention on your own breath. So engaging and activating all the sense and letting you enjoy your present moment is mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? How we can do it? We can start by just breathing in and breathing out when we are sitting in a comfortable position. We can become aware of everything, every activity we are doing in our life. We can pay attention to our senses, what we are tasting, what we are feeling, cold, cough, calm, pain, sweet, harsh, sadness. You can also go outdoor and enjoy the nature while being the mindfulness, while being mindful. Being mindful means also emptying your mind and taking a few moments to be still and not doing anything and just sitting in a calm position and resting position. Why? Because mindfulness relaxes your mind. माइंडफुलनेस का ये जो मेडिटेशन है ये आपके मन को आराम देता है, आपके ब्रेन को आराम देता है. आपके ब्रेन में जो इतनी सारी चीज़ें, इतने सारे थॉट्स आ रहे हैं और वहाँ पूरी उठा पटक चल रही है, वहाँ उसको थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स करता है. और आप जानते हैं कि जो टॉक्सिक थॉट्स और इमोशंस और एक्शंस हैं, वो जब उनको टॉक्सिविटी को जो है माइंडफुलनेस से निकाल दिया जाता है. सो इन द नेक्स्ट मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट योर लाइफ with a new energy, with a new synchronized body and mind function. When you are being mindful, you forgive yourself for all the negativity you have done in the future and your own past. As soon as the mind wanders, please bring it back to your own breath. Be grateful. Practice mindfulness with being non-judgmental and just listen to your own self. Don't do anything. Don't listen to the thoughts which are other than there in your own mind. Just listen to your own self. आपका मन आपसे क्या कह रहा है, आप उस पर अपने ध्यान को केंद्रित करिए. क्योंकि कई बार क्या है, हमारे लाइफ के बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम इसीलिए जो है एग्रीवेट हो जाते हैं क्योंकि वी डोंट sit quietly and listen to our own self. We are just doing the things which are routine, which other people tell, or it has been uttered here and there that it is good to do this, it is right to do that, it is a norm, it is a virtue. But what is norm or what is virtue is okay, but what you can really do with your own life. It is not possible for everyone to be every time good and do everything with fullest perfection. So it is good to be non-perfect. If you are imperfect, it is simply okay. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with you. सब कोई हर काम अच्छे से नहीं कर सकता है. कहीं ना कहीं थोड़े से गलती करने का चांस और थोड़ा सा मौका खुद को भी दीजिए. और अगर वो आप करते हैं तो उसके लिए सबसे पहले खुद को माफ़ कीजिए. क्योंकि अगर आप खुद को माफ़ नहीं करेंगे तो आप दूसरों से क्या एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि वो आपको क्या माफ़ करेंगे. तो नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट मोमेंट वेरी क्विकली वी विल गो थ्रू द स्टेप्स ऑफ माइंडफुलनेस मेडिटेशन. इतने सारे बातें की, बट एग्जैक्टली माइंडफुलनेस मेडिटेशन करते कैसे हैं. इसके लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप अकेले कमरे में ही बैठिए, शांति में बैठिए. आप ये मेडिटेशन की प्रोसेस करने के लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि बगीचे में ही जाइए, सुबह ही उठिए या किसी ऐसे जगह पे जहाँ कोई ना हो. आप एक बिजी रोड पे भी वो काम कर माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. आप बिजी ऑफिस में भी कर सकते हैं. आप क्लासरूम में भी 5 मिनट रोक करके खुद भी माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं और अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी प्रैक्टिस करवा सकते हैं. यू विल सी दैट आप रिलैक्स हो गए हैं और जैसे एक छोटा सा टॉफ़ी खाने के बाद हमारा जो मूड है वो इनहेंस हो जाता है, ठीक वैसे ही एक छोटे से माइंडफुलनेस सेशन के बाद भी आपका मूड, मन और अवेयरनेस जो है वो इनहेंस हो जाता है और आप फिर से एक नया एनर्जी, एक नए सिनर्जी के साथ आगे के आपके लाइफ और एक्टिविटीज़ के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं। सो द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज़ टू क्रिएट योर ओन सेल्फ। कहीं एक स्थान बना लीजिए जहाँ पे आप बैठ जाएं। एक टाइमर ज़रूर लगा लीजिए, वो इसलिए क्योंकि शुरू में तो आपको ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि कम से कम आप 4 मिनट 5 मिनट वहाँ बैठ रहे हैं। सो यू हैव टू सेट अ टाइमर फॉर योर सेल्फ। आपको रीजनेबल होना है, पहले ही दिन आप आधा घंटा नहीं ला के बैठ जाएंगे, धीरे धीरे ग्रेजुअली करेंगे। टाइम सेट करने के बाद आप अपने आप को एक आरामदायक कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में बैठ जाइए। यू कैन सिट ऑन अ फ्लोर ऑल्सो विथ क्रॉस लेग, यू कैन सिट ऑन अ चेयर ऑल्सो, और if you are not finding any place to sit, you can just stand taking or holding any wall also। दीवार के साथ या पेड़ के साथ चिपक के खड़े हो सकते हैं, टेक लगा के खड़े हो सकते हैं। नाउ स्टार्ट वॉचिंग योर ओन पोजिशन। जस्ट ट्राई टू कीप योर बॉडी स्ट्रेट, neck long, relax your own shoulders। It will be nice if you may practice the thing also with me while we are discussing the steps। You are listening to my voice, please listen to my voice। Sit on a chair, find yourself in a comfortable position। अपने हाथों को
Welcome to the Daily Calm. Let's start today's session by finding a comfortable position with a tall, straight back. Allow your arms to rest gently. Don't try to force the breath or regulate it in any way. Just allow it to flow naturally।
आप खुद को एक कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में बैठा चुके हैं। अब आप अपने पोस्चर पे अपने ध्यान को केंद्रित करिए। गर्दन को सीधी रखिए। देखिए कहीं आपके गर्दन में कहीं कोई दर्द तो नहीं हो रहा है। कंधों को आराम से छोड़ दीजिए। अब आप धीरे धीरे गहरी सांस लीजिए। पूरी सांस लेने की कोशिश करिए। सांसों को अंदर खींचिए।
And we'll scan down the body now, concentrating our attention
धीरे धीरे
where we commonly hold. Breathe.
सांसों को बाहर छोड़िए। अपने सांसों पे ध्यान दीजिए। सांस लेते हैं, फेफड़ों में पूरी सांस भर गई है। नाक के पास ठंडी हवा का महसूस आप कर सकते हैं। सांसों को बाहर आप छोड़ रहे हैं धीरे धीरे। आपके फेफड़ों से सारी हवा बाहर निकल गई है। आपने फिर से सांस खींची है। सारी हवा आपके शरीर के अंदर आ गई है। धीरे धीरे सारी हवा बाहर चली गई है। अपने पैर पर ध्यान दीजिए। फोकस ऑन ओन टोज। पैरों की उंगली को हिलाने की कोशिश करिए। अब अपने ध्यान को अपने घुटनों पर ले आइए। उसके बाद आपके थाइज, थाइज के बाद आपके कमर और आपके पीठ में हो रहे संवेदनाओं को, सेंसेशंस को महसूस करिए। उसके बाद आप अपने कंधों को देख रहे हैं। अपने कंधों को ढीला छोड़ दीजिए। आपकी गर्दन जो थोड़ी झुक गई है, उसे थोड़ा सा आराम से पीछे ले गए। अब आप अपने आँखों को बंद किए ही अपने होठों को, अपने नाक को, अपने आँखों को देख रहे हैं। इस दौरान आपकी सांस अंदर आ रही है और बाहर जा रही है। आपका पूरा ध्यान आपके शरीर पर है। आप अपने मस्तिष्क को देख रहे हैं। आप अपने मन को देख रहे हैं। आपका मन एक नदी के समान है। नदी में बहुत शीतल ठंडा पानी कल 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 करते हुए बह रहा है। इस नदी की लहरों के साथ आपके विचार, आपके थॉट्स, आपकी फीलिंग्स, सब कुछ धीरे धीरे बहते हुए आपकी आंखों के सामने आ रहे हैं और जा रहे हैं। उन्हें बहने दीजिए। उन्हें धीरे धीरे बहने दीजिए। अपने मन को शांत और अपने आसपास क्या हो रहा है उससे जोड़ने की कोशिश करिए। धीरे 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 एक गहरी सांस भरिए। धीरे से एक गहरी सांस भरते हुए जितना आप भर सकें। अब धीरे धीरे सांस छोड़ दीजिए। अपनी हथेली को आपस में रब करते हुए, अपने हथेलियों को आपस में रगड़ते हुए, ये जो गर्माहट है, जो वार्मथ है आपके हाथों में, अपने हथेलियों को उस गर्माहट के साथ अपनी आँखों पर रखते हुए अपनी आँखों को धीरे धीरे सहलाइए। अब आप अपनी आँखें खोल सकते हैं। वेलकम बैक. यस, सो ये एक सिंपल प्रैक्टिस सेशन मैंने लिया टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट्स को देखते हुए. मैं अपनी पूरी बात को कह चुकी हूँ. बस यही कहना चाहूँगी कि माइंडफुलनेस के बेनिफिट्स बहुत सारे हैं. इस बेनिफिट्स को देखने के लिए फिजिकल और साइकोलॉजिकल रिसर्चेस में इसके बेनिफिट्स को देखने के लिए और खुद भी प्रैक्टिस करके उनको खुद रियलाइज़ करने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम इसे पहले खुद पे आजमा करके देखें. उसके बाद ही हम इस पे रिसर्च करें और उसके बाद ही हम इसे किसी और पे सजेस्ट भी करें. सो बेसिकली माइंडफुलनेस की जो शुरुआत है उसमें हमें खुद पर और अपने प्रेजेंट मोमेंट पे फोकस करना है. लेकिन वो प्रक्रिया शुरू करने के लिए आपको यू सिंपली हैव टू ब्रीद इन स्लोली, यू हैव टू ब्रीद इन जेंटली, you have to breathe in deeply, and simply you have to breathe out. So coming to the tips of the day, whatever we practice we grow stronger. What we practice grows stronger. हम जिस भी चीज़ का अभ्यास करते हैं या जिस भी चीज़ को बार बार चाहते हैं वो हमारा विश्वास बन जाता है और वही हमें हमारे जीवन में आगे चल कर के मिलता भी है. Whatever we practice grows stronger. क्लीमेंट स्टोन के लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन के भी यही 3 मैजिकल वर्ड्स हैं. What we ask, we believe, and what we believe, we receive. इसीलिए थॉटफुलनेस, माइंडफुलनेस एक ऐसी प्रैक्टिस है जिसमें जो हम अगर अच्छे ख्याल और हम अपनी पॉजिटिव इमोशंस और पॉजिटिव थॉट्स को अगर प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आपके लाइफ में भी पॉजिटिविटी ही आएगी. आपका माइंड पॉजिटिव थॉट से भर जाएगा और धीरे धीरे आप अपने माइंड के फुल पावर और फुल पोटेंशियल को रीगेन कर लेंगे. और आपका जो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड है जिसके बारे में हम सिर्फ पढ़ते आ रहे हैं और जिसके बारे में हम सब जानते हैं, चाहे ध्यान योग हो, चाहे मुद्रा हो, चाहे साइकोलॉजिकल रिसर्चेस हो, ये हम सब जानते हैं कि हम जो मनुष्य हैं हमारे मस्तिष्क की, हमारी ब्रेन की जो कैपेसिटीज़ है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है, लेकिन हम उसका 10 से 15% भी जो है इस्तेमाल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. और जो नॉर्मल पर्सन है वो तो 5 to 7% भी नहीं कर पा रहा है. तो इसके लिए ये जो माइंडफुलनेस का जो ये प्रैक्टिस है, सेशन है, ये बहुत ही हेल्पफुल होता है. और यहाँ पे मैं एक दूसरा टिप आपके साथ शेयर करना चाह रही हूँ कि जो लोग माइंडफुल होते हैं, देयर आर 7 थिंग्स दैट माइंडफुल पीपल डू डिफरेंटली इन देयर डेली एक्टिविटी. नॉट ओनली द माइंडफुलनेस practice can not only be done when we are meditating, we can be mindful at any given point of time. Even when we are walking, when we are cooking, when we are cleaning the dishes, or when we are teaching, or when we are even brushing our teeth, we can become mindful. So eventually when we practice the process of mindful, we do everything mindfully. मतलब हम अपने डेली लाइफ में हम कोई भी काम करते हैं, हम उसको उस प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में करते हैं और उसको पूरी तरह से एंजॉय करते हैं. But most of the time what are we doing? We are doing the same thing in the we are doing any behavior, action, and our mind is somewhere else. So mindful people, they forgive their mistakes, whatever they may be, big or small. What do mindful people do? They approach everyday thing with curiosity and savor them. एक जिज्ञासा के साथ, एक उत्साह के साथ कि अब क्या होगा, मतलब वो अपने लाइफ को पूरी तरह से जीने के लिए तैयार रहते हैं और किसी भी चीज़ से दे डू नॉट बिकम फियरफुल और दे नेवर पिटी ऑफ देयर ओन लाइफ. तीसरा, what do mindful people do? They show gratitude towards every moment, whatever good or bad, gratitude towards self as well as gratitude towards other person also. Mindful people practice compassion and they nurture their connections with other people also, as well as they do with their own self. And they are peaceful with the imperfections in the life, imperfections with the inside or outside world. They embrace vulnerabilities by trusting firstly themselves and by trusting others also, and they accept whatever the life offers to him or her with fullness. This I will skip, but I will share the PowerPoint presentation with you people also. Here I am just comparing the mindful practice done by a person while he or she is eating. You can see we can mindfully sleep also, we can mindfully eat also, we can mindfully dance also. Most of the time when we are dancing, when we are singing, we are thinking about the actor actresses, or we are thinking about some other instance when you sang or dance on the same rhythm, and you are not enjoying your moment and not enjoying the tune.
Madam,
Yes.
Madam, sorry to interrupt you. Our next resource person has joined us.
Okay, ma'am.
So,
Definitely. So
so
now I was just talking about mindful eating. Now before I stop my presentation and I stop my deliberation, I just want to say that we are not supposed to be perfect. No one is perfect, because perfection is not possible, but transformation is. So we cannot become perfect. No one is perfect in his own life, but we have the power of transforming our own life and doing something good or doing betterment to our own life. Because why? All of us have the capacity to change, to learn, and to grow, no matter what our circumstances are. So please be the person who you are, be in the moment where you are, practice mindfulness, and enjoy your life as it has been given to you. Because I am responsible for my own happiness and I am responsible for my own life. Thank you very much for listening to me and giving me the opportunity to present my thoughts and views on mindfulness and health. Over to you, ma'am.
thank you very much, Rashmi, Madam. You deliberated the things very nicely and with all practical ways. Thanks a lot. I request chairperson to give her vote of thanks.
I'm Dr. Sarla Davedi, reporter of this session. And thank you, Rashmi ma'am. I feel honored to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of all the participants and HRDC Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University. We are grateful to you, ma'am, for sharing more knowledge about mindfulness. You explained all the components of mindfulness in a very simple way with effective presentation. You have thrown light on the all the dimension of mindfulness. Aha experience is such a great thing. All steps of mindfulness, practice of mindfulness was awesome. Surely we all benefited. Thank you so much.